My top 20 most anticipated movies of 2020. Top 20 for 2020. In no particular order. Tenet. That movie just looks like it's going to be good. Starring Denzel's kid. I think it's got something to do with going through time or something. Some type of time travel detective movie. Either way, I'm in. Wonder Woman 1984. Of course it's on this list. I think it's going to be good. As far as the DC movies, they're kind of hit and miss. This one's definitely a hit. I'm looking forward to checking that one out. James Bond is no longer 007. No Time to Die. He's relinquishing the number. Maybe he retires, maybe he dies. I don't know. But 007 will still be around. It just will not be James Bond. And like I said before, they could pass that number to a bunch of different people. So you can go to a 007 movie and see your favorite actor or actress there. It's a good idea. It's a good concept. I'd like to see what they do with it. Black Widow. I'm a huge Marvel fan. Way before the movies. I've been collecting the comics since I was an itty bitty popcorn passport dude. So I want to see this one. It's got a lot of people in it from the comics that are transferring to the movie. And I'd like to see how they work. Fast and Furious 9. I didn't think they'd get past 2, really. But it's an incredible franchise. And John Cena's going to be in it and some other people. I'm just kind of curious where they're going to go now. I mean, they've been super spies and, they work for the government. And I would just like to see where it goes. Bad Boys for Life. Yeah, that ought to be good. That would be a good movie that you can sit down and watch with your friends, yell at the screen and everything, and be all jacked afterwards. I'm all in. Candyman. It's a remake. I should have done research on this one. I'm not sure who the new Candyman is, but I really liked the first one. The second and third ones were okay, but the first one really got me, terrified me. I'd like to see if they can recapture that. Lightning in a bottle. Let's see. Antebellum. From the previews, I'm starting to get an idea of what it is. A rich African-American woman, successful, gets sent back in time to slavery days, or perhaps the world becomes slavery days all over again. I don't know. I saw an airplane disappear. I'm curious. I don't really know what's happening in that movie. I'd like to see, just so I can see what's happening. I'm curious. Antlers. Antlers is about a little boy that brings a creature into his house for some reason. A monstrous creature. He feeds it and brings it in the house. That's crazy. But I'm pretty sure it's a Wendigo. I'm not real sure. A Wendigo is a Canadian myth. Pretty much take sprinkle a grizzly bear, sprinkle a little bit of werewolf, sprinkle a Bigfoot, and you got yourself a Wendigo for all intents and purposes. I'm curious how that's going to work out for the boy. The Invisible Man. There's a new version of The Invisible Man. It looks good. If you had the power of becoming invisible, what would you do with it? Make your ex go crazy? That's what this movie's about. I'd like to see what happens with that. Venom Part 2. Venom Part 2. I hear Spider-Man's going to be in it. I'm wondering if they're going to pull that into the MCU. I'm curious about that one too. I don't know where they're going with that. I don't know what direction they're going in. A Quiet Place Part 2. That looks good. It has a Walking Dead kind of a vibe. Not only do you worry about the zombies, but you worry about the humans. In this one, not only do you worry about the demons slash space monsters or whatever they are, you also worry about the humans. Fantasy Island. Michael Pena is playing Mr. Rourke, and I kind of dig that idea. I like him as an actor, and I've always thought that Fantasy Island had a little bit of a supernatural feel to it. I mean, Mr. Rourke did fight the devil once or twice, so I'm thinking, was he a genie? Was he was he God? Was he an angel? What was going on with that? How is he granting all these magical wishes? We're gonna find out, and probably in a horrible way. So I'd like to see that one. Kong versus Godzilla. I think this is how Kong is going to become King Kong. Because if you notice, they always call him Kong. They said he was king of the island, he was God around here, but they never called him King Kong. So I think he's going to earn the moniker of King by defeating Godzilla. And that's what I have to think about that. Morbius. There are 2 Spider-Man villain movies coming out in 2020, Venom and Morbius. And both of them are kind of like monsters, so it ought to be interesting. Spider-Man fights a lot of monsters. Spider-Man fights monsters all of the time. That one I think would be good too. They might have Blade in there. He's a vampire. He's in the Marvel Universe. Blade's in the Marvel Universe. Blade fights vampires. I don't know. It feels like there might be a Blade crossover in there. Ghostbusters. Afterlife. I didn't think it was going to be good, but I saw the preview and now I'm all in. I'm all aboard. I'm ready for it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm digging what they're putting down. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. New Mutants. New Mutants is going to be Marvel's first horror movie. And it makes sense. Ghost Rider should be a horror movie. The Hulk should be a Frankenstein-like horror movie. Honestly, Doctor Strange should be a horror movie. I mean, he's a wizard. And Batman should be a horror movie because he's crazy. But I think this one is going to be good. It looks like it's going to be good. But it looks like it could also be one of those movies that looks good. But when you see it, you're like, I'm hoping it's going to be good, though. And the last one, number 20, and in no particular order, Eternals. I'd like to see that. I liked the Eternals growing up. Icarus and Cersei and all of the rest of them. I dug that. So they're changing some of the people's nationality, and they're changing some of the people's sexuality. So I guess I'm still on board with it, but I'm hoping it doesn't take from the movie, because if they did a Batman movie and he was a white, or he was a woman, you'd be like, it's not Batman. So I'm hoping it doesn't take away from it. The Eternals aren't as well known as someone as Batman, so you can make them pretty much anybody and get away with it. But for hardcore comic book fans, I wonder if they're going to look at it and be like, I don't know about that. But we're going to see. These are my 20 for 20 top picks. The ones that I'm most looking forward to seeing. But what about you? What are your top picks for the year? What is it that you want to see? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.